Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Market Strategist with RJO Futures here on Wednesday, August 13th, bringing some commentary here in the energy markets, and let's get started. Currently here, oil prices are about unchanged, and we've had a lot of volatility in the oil this morning here. We were trading up for a little while. Prices actually went negative. We actually dipped below 97 right after the EIA report came out. Currently trading around 97.40. Traders, it was kind of mixed as to what traders were looking for. Some traders were looking for a draw in the crude stockpiles. Other traders were looking for a build of almost 2 million barrels, so really kind of mixed across the board. We did see a small build of about 1.4 million barrels. And like I said, initially crude prices were a touch weaker. Now it's about unchanged around that 97.40 area. So certainly seeing a little bit of a turn there in the price action, even with a slight build. Looking at the complex here, nat gas really getting beat up pretty hard here, down about 13, 14 cents. That's off about 3.3% here today. So seeing a lot of weakness there. We'll check out tomorrow's numbers as we look at the storage numbers for natural gas, see if that has any help as far as the market. But there could be an opportunity there to the long side. Give me a call. We can talk about it a little bit more. Complex looks interesting here. The heat is actually up about 3 3/4 cents, while the RBOB's up barely a quarter here. So that heat's really experiencing a run there, and I think there's some opportunities there as well. And give me a call. We can get into more detail on that if you'd like to. Taking a look at some of the things that's going on. Obviously, I just touched on the EIA numbers here. A lot of information's been coming out here so far this week that's having some impact on crude oil prices. Yesterday we did get some data out here where the EIA was talking about lowering its demand outlook here for the remainder of 2014. That's helped kind of keep oil prices a little bit weaker. Again, I've talked so many of these posts about the stockpiles. Look at the total stocks. They certainly appear ample, in my opinion. Oil production here by OPEC was recently reported has actually hit a 5-month high. So we have seen OPEC putting out a little bit more oil. And in addition, you look at our own oil production here in our country, which has has continued to be on the rise. So again, that's really helping kind of supply the overall market. Now, also looking at the seasonal demand for oil this time of year. This is the time of year here where it typically starts to slump off a little bit, so we want to kind of keep an eye on that. But with all these things going on, and yet crude prices, we broke it through the 200-day moving average. I talked about that in some of these prior posts, and the oil market's kind of in this area, and I think it's kind of consolidating. Short-term technicals, in my opinion, look to be pretty oversold down here, and I actually think that the market has an opportunity where we could see a small bounce up, possibly to retest the 200-day moving average. Typically when we look at that 200-day or some of these moving averages, in particular here I'm talking about the 200-day obviously, the market was finding some support there on the chart for a period of time, and it broke through. Since that time, we've kind of been consolidating. What I think is going to happen next, the market's going to upswing here and test around that 200-day moving average, which could become a potential area of resistance. And if it does, then I would expect oil prices to possibly come on back down. So I've got some ideas on how you can position yourself and take advantage of that. Give me a call, shoot me an email. We can get into a lot more detail. Futures and options on futures may involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for all investors.